we built is slipping through our fingers. We're running out of time. But you are the one I've chosen, and I won't lay still, living left behind, imprisoned by this love. I could feel your heartbeat. I could feel somewhere you're looking down. I could feel your heartbeat. I could feel somewhere you're looking down. 'Cause it's you I'm loving, and it's you that I wanna breathe. And it's you I'm loving, and it's you that I wanna need.
Hey guys, don't worry. This is going to take not much longer now. I'm trying to say here. We're just waiting for the quarterfinals because the round of 16 is already at least halfway done. We have a couple players seeded for the quarterfinals, but they're not having an opponent yet. I just got to get them. Okay. Just going to send out a couple messages. And don't worry guys, be right back. Oh, that's me. Hey guys, don't worry. This is going to take not much longer now. I'm trying to say here. We're just waiting for the quarterfinals because the round of 16 is already done. We have a couple players. Pull me in, I don't resist. Time seems to fly, but the clock doesn't tick. I crash into you, we both feel the hit. We both feel the way that our chemicals mix, and I wish that I just keep my eyes shut. Maybe this time you'll be enough. So I need the dark. Without you here, I wouldn't never see the stars. I'm headed for you. Put on the gas. I'm coming straight at you, no looking back.
Your heart is a magnet, I'm coming at you. Girl, you're my target, I'm aiming at you. You're a comet, I'm trying to catch you. We can break any rule they ever taught you. Forget about anything they ever bought you. Cause me and you don't need a lot in this world to get by. Plus you know I got you, you pull me in. I don't resist, time seems to fly but the clock doesn't tick. I crash into you, we both feel a hit. We both feel the way that our chemicals mix. And I wish that if I just keep my eyes shut, maybe this time you'll be enough. So I need the dark. Without you here, I would never see the stars. I'm headed for you, foot on the gas. I'm coming straight at you, no looking back. We are connected, misdirected to the high. You are my side. We are connected, misdirected to the high. Then we collide.
Hey guys, we're expanding our search a bit, so now we can looking for games on both tournaments. Don't worry about the Skype, it's just the admins laughing at someone for being stupid. Okay. Well, looking around here, still trying to get a game. Once I get a game, I'll have more information, but thank you for your patience, guys. My OBS really isn't working too well. I had lost power for the last 3 hours because of winds outside. I got a typhoon on the way. Bit ill too. Just got to get a game. I'm trying to get the brackets to tell me who's where, but people just aren't really playing at a pace that is good for the rest of us. RIP. So the quarterfinals are going on. You could probably see this because Obs is being a little bitch right now. And not putting my scenes up. Okay, there we go. It's starting to do that stuff. Thank you guys for tuning in. And again, I'm sorry about the poor quality that I have here. I'm trying to get a game. If you guys in chat have not played your games yet, please let me get a cast in with you. Good job to Workhorse, Sin Section, and Imnifasi for making it to the quarterfinals. They are now waiting for their opponents, Silver Chloride and Benny Blanco for Workhorse, and etc. down the line. I was going to say everybody's name, but you know what? It's a very short life, so I can't be wasting it saying every single person's name. Gonna get some stuff around, trying to keep everything going. And I'm just gonna hit up the music one more time, and we'll see you guys in a sec. Alright guys, we got a game. It's going to be Loke versus Section. It's going to be a best of 3. Loke is a gold player, but I think that's because he plays on either EU or Southeast Asia or Korea. I'm gonna guess EU just by looking at the flag on his profile. So this should be very interesting because these guys are Brazilian and I want to say Norwegian, but that's because I'm a dumb American who has no idea about flags. But it looks Norwegian, so and just getting Loki set up here, getting Section somewhere, wherever he is. Hey guys, if you do play in these tournaments, please do yourself a favor and be inside the ESL NA chat. What that does is that allows casters to find you, you to find casters if you want to be casted, and it just makes it easier for the admins as well. But thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you for your patience. I know it's really hard sometimes watching these things because you got a lot of downtime in between series, but it's just great. Thank you guys for believing that I could find you a game. We got a typhoon almost raging outside. It's pretty darn close. I probably should be hunkering down, but instead I'm here casting StarCraft till the internet dies. So thank you guys for tuning in. You can follow me on Twitter. You can do all my plug stuff that's below in my title info. But we're just going to keep going here. Wait for Loki to get those vetoes done. Until that happens, we'll be back. This is the last time for music. I swear to anybody you pray to or etc. etc. Thank you guys for tuning in. We'll be back. That actually turned off my mic. Okay, that did not turn off my mic, so you probably didn't hear a word I'm saying. So I'm just going to say it one more time as I turn the music off. We got a game, Loke versus Section. These two good players. They're foreign players, technically, since this is the NA. North America, they're both foreigners. Always good to have guys from all over the world playing in these things. They're like, it's just so awesome. Anyway, they're gonna invite us when they're ready to go, other than that, we're just going to put the music back on for the very last time. I swear to you, it is the last time. So let's just make sure I'm actually talking here, and let's make sure I actually get this mic to turn off with the music. Thank you guys for tuning in. Last time for music, I swear. We got a typhoon raging outside. It's not a typhoon just yet. It hasn't made landfall. It's about 100 miles out. So thank you guys for tuning in. I'll be back as soon as the game starts. Thank you guys. Why's that not turning off my mic? Settings, hotkeys, mute on mic. Do that. Apply. No more waiting, no more traps, no more nothing. We got a game. We're going into Iron Fortress. Let me just check everything out. Make sure you can actually hear me. Crap, I just messed up obs. Now I can't see it anymore. So if I mess up, it's going to be all on me. Don't worry, guys. It's going to be a PVZ as well, so that's always a good thing. We'll wait until we get into game until I start spewing out facts. But this should be a very interesting game here. Section, really good player. He's a natural Protoss. Loke, a Zerg player I have not yet seen. I think he's new into these tournaments just because he's been leveling up his account here in the NA. Normally he plays in the EU. I know this because the flag he waves on his profile. But we're hopping into game number 1, Iron Fortress. Bring the hype, bring the cheers, bring whatever you need, bring your race bias as well. I don't care what you bring, just bring it into this game. Loading in, trying to bring the hype, but that's hype is done. Spawning down here in the bottom position, representing himself. It's our yellow Zerg Loke. And I'm trying to pronounce that like a Norwegian / Swedish person would. I can't remember what the flag is. It's not Swedish, but it's one of those Nordic countries. But spawning up here in the top right position, representing New AT, it's Section. Of course, I'm not even going to try and pronounce that. It sounds really, really German. But the dude's Brazilian. But looks like we have a probe going to get a very early scout off. Very lucky that he does this. Loke, just trying to make his drones. Let's put the production tab up so we can actually know what we're doing here. It looks to be a Forge Fast Expand out of our blue Protoss player. And yeah, he's going to get the first scout off. That's very lucky for him. It's a really early scout, so there's not much to see other than a bunch of workers just doing their jobs. And the probe is going to just get a little bit confused. Decide, oh, there's nothing here. I'm just going to leave. Actually, he's going to block this hatchery. That's always something you do as a Protoss player. On the other side, he has not thrown down his tech yet. He is going to throw down a Nexus first, it looks like, just because he's starting to harbor those minerals. Probe moving down right now to get that Nexus up and running. A drone scout sending the wrong way, and the little first tug of war has started. Third base is taken instead of the natural, just because it would be delayed quite heavily, especially with that pylon. Will he allow that to finish is the question here. On the other side, he cannot cannon rush just yet, mainly because the forge, the unit building that you need to cannon rush, is not anywhere near complete. But he does get a scout off. No, he doesn't, of that third base. So that third base is going to be hidden for quite a bit. Forge and gateway coming down simultaneously. Going to start that wall off pretty heavily here, making sure that no early Ling run by can come around. And this is a, I believe, 16 pool. So Loke looking to be very economic this game, especially with throwing down his third base, making sure he stays one place ahead of his Protoss opponent. That's what you do as a Zerg. You need to be pretty much at all times one base ahead of your opponent. That's really harder to do in the later game, but in the earlier game, it's a bit easier if you're a Zerg player. Just make sure you get the creep so your Zerglings have the time they need to get to wherever they want to go. This probe going in for a secondary scout here. Going to see the queen. Let's get the zoom out there. Don't touch that. Trying to get my hotkeys up. And there we go. But yeah, the probe, it's going to scout around just for another time. Sees the gas, sees the pool. Couple links morphing in now with a queen. Just a singular one for now. Doesn't have the minerals for the one down here just yet. And let's see, what else do we have here? While waiting for this game to get underway, again, I gotta thank you guys for your patience. It's not always easy watching games, like not watching games, but waiting for games, especially in a tournament setting here where time is of the essence. I didn't start off early because of a power outage that happened apparently just to my house, which is always not good. But we got the winds roaring outside. I can't pronounce R, so sue me. Just don't rue me because I can't pronounce it. But Loke sees this probe and wants to kill it. Obviously, you don't want to let a probe live out on the map, just because Protoss can do a number of things once they get a pylon hidden anywhere. But this wall off is complete, so there will be no scouting, and an early +1 also for section. Now this tells me something a bit important here. Usually +1, if it's coming this quick, is going to be followed up with an attack. It may not look like much yet, mainly because there's very few units on the map. The Cyber Core, I don't believe it's delayed. It kind of looks a little bit delayed here, maybe by accident. But don't worry about that, guys. A great spread out of Loke. Section. I'm saying Amalak. It's going to be a new drinking game. But he's got a great spread out, making sure that he can see pretty much everything that Zergling has to leave for now. And this Overlord is going to get attacked. But overall, good spread, making sure he knows whenever his opponent moves out. On the plus side, we have the Robo Bay and 2 additional gateways. So this is looking to be a immortal push, maybe. It's got the sentry on the way, so this could do a lot of damage if Loke doesn't have the proper response. He's throwing down a lot of his gas, 6 geysers going up at the same time. What's he going to do with all that gas? We'll have to see. But on the back of this, he's just droning up. He doesn't want to really commit to units just yet. But we do have a lot of units being made on the other side of the map. Got the lair on the way, so he's I'm gonna think he's either gonna go into Mutalisks or Hydralisks. Usually you throw down the Roach Warren sometime by now, unless I'm blind and missed it, which I don't think I am just yet. But yeah, there we go. He throws down the Hydralisk then, so this is going to be a Zergling Hydralisk style, which actually does him pretty well against Immortals. Immortals obviously have that damage against not light, but armored units. Sorry guys, it's a little tired. But again, great spread out of all of these Overlords. And Hydralisks and Zerglings do very well against Immortals. The Immortals just don't have the DPS to really deal with it. On the back of this, we do have +1 missile attack and Carapace on the way. Excuse me there, that was unprofessional. But yeah, Section still morphing in sentries, so he's going to need a lot of force fields, especially once that groove spine research is done. If the force fields are just a second too late, or they're a second too bad, then he's going to take a lot of damage, and those sentries are very, very gas heavy. They cost about, I can't remember, and I'm not going to do math on stream. So Loke cut drone production. He's sitting very pretty at 67 drones, and he wants to be ready for whatever comes his way. We have a warp prism, probably to make sure that this push can be reinforced, but here we go. The power of Protoss is moving across the map, seen almost immediately by Loke. And will the force fields be good is the question here. The probe gets taken out, so that one pylon is his one chance of reinforcing. Groove Spines has finished. These Hydras are still slow, but they can get the job done. And here we go. Stealth's getting taken out before they can really get any damage done. Hydra's starting to get walled off here, but the force field, but Section's fighting in a position where he can't really force out these units. On the backside, we do have these Hydras done, and a big attack here. That Mothership Core will live for now, surprisingly. But the Hydralisks are still on the march. 32 Zerglings on the way. Section not morphing anything in. He doesn't want to morph anything just yet. These are +1 units as well. Hydra's doing a massive amounts of DPS here. And they're going to clean up this push entirely. Now, will he decide to attack on the back of this? No, it doesn't matter, because Section drops out. GG. Loke takes game number 1. So that was an action-packed series. Loke doing very well to make sure he has the proper counter after some good play there. Yes, Workhorse Gold can play up, but Plat can't play down. Those are the rules. Yeah, Loke saying here in party chat, he is a diamond level player. But I'm guessing this isn't a best of 3. Loke is saying it's not. Let me check with the people in charge here. No, let me just check the brackets rather. That's a bit better than the section saying he played with Masters and they didn't play like this. But Loke is bringing out those EU tactics. I want to see this more in the meta. Usually, if you look at higher level games, PvZ, and you see that kind of push, usually the Zerg player makes roaches, but roaches are very, very bad against that kind of push. They don't have range. Hydras have that range, so they're able to get the damage done even when the Protoss tries to zone them out with force fields. But a really good game out of Loki. Section knows he can't pull that off again just because Loki is going to probably counter it once again, but we'll see what he decides to do. And I keep talking about these players at different times each time. That's a bit sloppy on my part, but don't worry, guys, we're still here. And we're hopping into game number 2 on Coda LE. Section leaving the party, but he didn't leave the game, so no worries there. And we're hopping into game number 2, a very good PvZ map. It's Coda LE, and up 1 game, representing himself and Europe, it's Loke. And up here and down here in the bottom position, representing Nuat and Brazil, it's Section. So let's get this. Loke gets game number 1, and that's a really early probe. You know something's tricky here. Probe, where you going, man? When I see this, it gives me joy on the inside, but also malice because I have to play against this as Terran as well. As a caster, it's a lot of fun, though, just seeing a gateway push like this, but the gateway's on the other side of the map. And there we go, there's the pylon. Will he decide to throw down a forge or a gateway? That is soon to be seen. Gateway would be the more logical choice, just because if you see that creep, you can't put buildings on it, aka the cannons. That would be super OP if you could, though. Technically they can be on creep, however, just because they do, the creep can spread so it covers buildings, but none of that. We got the gateway right here, second one going down. This is a huge commitment. If Section can't make this work, it's going to be game over. Which is probably why he probably left the party. He probably thinks this won't work. But we'll have to see. It's going to do some damage for sure. The hatchery first. That is I'm speechless for the second here. Loke microing his heart out, just making sure that he can defend this, but he doesn't know about it yet. See, the probe coming in at a normal time probably just assumes this is going to be a standard macro game. This Overlord not going towards the main base. He hasn't seen it yet, and the first Zealot is on the way. Pool is about halfway completed, though. One Zealot will be out. He's chrono boosting them out. Will he wait for 3 is the question here. If he waits for 3, then you're going to have the Zerglings and the Queen out in time to defend it. But no, he's just going to go in with the 1 probe here to defend against this. Drone sees what's going on now and realizes, oh, you're just being a Protoss. The micro battle has begun, fellas. Pulling all his probes, trying to defend against this. Gonna get a spine crawler up, a second one on the way. but that Zealot is in a very good position. Loke doesn't want to lose way too much to his push. He needs to start microing his drones when they get low against this. But 3 Zealots are going to work on this mineral line. It's 11 to 12 so far. 4 workers dead. Zealots trying to get a good position, but they really can't right now. The Spine Crawler needs to get up. That is going to save his life if he can recover from this. What he could also do, Loki, that is send those Zerglings across the map. Since those gateways are on this one side, there's nothing at home to defend. You usually see Jaedong enforce this strategy, but Loki is not in a good position here. He has 2 drones and doesn't have... I think he's lost this. I'm just gonna say that's no bias on my part, but we'll see if he is able to make it work. Still have these 4 Zealots going in. More drones on the way. So he's not dead just yet, but I mean 3 workers on 1 base, and Section has pretty much free reign of the map by now. I think Section may have had this, but Loki may have the best comeback we have ever seen. The Queen gonna start doing some damage on these Zealots, making sure that they are not full health when they try and engage. And so far, Section not wanting to attack into this. He's starting to drone back up at home. He's got the Cybernetics core working overtime, and something just died there. What was it? I don't know. It wasn't the Queen. It was probably something put down, maybe a drone trying to go for a second hatchery, but he doesn't have the minerals for that. But on the backside, Section is going to get out of this, going to throw down his Nexus, going to keep these Zealots on the other side of the map just so they can put on the pressure. But there's more than enough Spine Crawlers here to defend against this. Plus, once that Queen gets a transfuse off, oh, it was a creep tumor. That's what died. But yeah, Loki just trying to bait them into that Spore Crawler, doing a very good job of it, I may add. Those Zealots are going down like wildfire. A couple Zerglings here rather to defend against this, and you still see Loki droning up even though he's down by 8 workers. So far 13 have died. Well, they've been killed for Section. But honestly, he could send a couple Loki, send some Zerglings across the map and do some damage on the other side if he wanted to. He's just got to get past the Zealots. Spinecrawler unburrowing out of not a very good time here. Gonna take a lot of damage. Transfuse doesn't have the energy for it, and he loses the Spinecrawler, his 1 defense. A lot of Zerglings on the way, a lot of Stargate on the way for Section. And he needs to break this, like, now. Does he have speed? He doesn't, so these Zerglings can't engage off of creep. Luckily, Loki is on top of that, making sure there's creep surrounding this entire map. Sending 1 Zergling in to see what is happening. And other than that, Section not able to engage directly just yet. We do have that Oracle on the way. That may be the nail in the coffin. 8 more Zerglings on the way, may be able to stop this push, but once that Oracle comes in, it can trade out against this Queen and then kill off the drone line pretty one-handedly. Not calling Loki out just yet. I already did call him out once, but I lied. He's a very good player, and he's actually starting to get out of this, it looks like. Because Section can't really do any damage. But a good surround, gets 1 Zealot. The Zealot's trying to engage on the ramp now. He doesn't want to lose too many Zerglings, doesn't want to lose these Zealots, because those Stalkers, if they get surrounded, they're going to go down so quickly. And this entire push is dead. So here on the other side of the map is Komen Loki, but here we go. We have the Oracle on the way, and it's going to start doing work against the drone line. And, I mean, Loki doesn't have the drones to spare. Loses his Queen. It's going to focus down the Spinecrawler. That's a really big mistake here. He's almost out of energy. Needs to focus down the drones. But on the other side of the map, the wall-off is complete. Will Loke be able to break this? English, who needs it? There's a sentry there to prevent force field, to prevent that. It's gonna try and stop them from getting area damage on this gateway. But the pylon goes down. Good save by Section, but losing buildings so far. The pylon goes down and the Zerglings swarm in. Section not in a good position here. It's gonna lose a lot of probes to this. And that guy is the luckiest probe alive. But here we go. Zerglings just streaming in. And this is going to be it for Section. GG Loki. That was amazing. That was the kind of game you want to see. Well, actually, Section's starting to get out of this. But no, he's losing a lot of probes here. And it's a lot harder than Zerg to remake those. That was a hold and a half. Element, if you're watching this, this is gonna be your next video. I'm calling it. But Loki doing a really good job in this game. Awkward pause for effect. We got the Oracles trying to go across the map again, but there's already a spore crawler as well. I mean, Loki just doing an amazing game. It's now tied up on workers, if you can believe it. On the back of this, Loki just wants to end this game now. He doesn't want anything else to get in his way of the semifinals. And he's going to start taking down these probes. He's got the micro of a literal god, Tasteless. Yes, I just said that. Don't worry about it. This probe's already very low. And they're just going to town on the Zerglings are. Oracles have to come back to defend, and you don't really want to waste Oracle energy on Zerglings, but what choice does he have? This guy's going to go into the main, see there's nothing there. Got the warp gates unpowered over here. Going to aim for the Nexus, not going to get it. These two are going to stick around for some scouting, but the big micro battle is still going on down here. So far, really a lot of workers have died this game. And I mean, these guys are getting so low. I think single Zerglings, if microed correctly, could finish this. Those Oracles do clean this up, but the second base is down, and Loki fought his way really well back into this game. If he keeps these Zerglings going in 2 by 2, however, that's not going to really help him too much. It's another probe for his efforts. And those shields die very quickly as well. Couple more Zerglings. And looks like this is going to be the fame of the game here. Section trying to defend with these couple of Oracles, not able to attack on the other side of the map. And Loki just doing some awesome micro, killing off probes wherever he can. Preventing mining time. The income is almost dead for Section here. Excuse me. Sorry about that. But with this, it is gonna be it, I feel. Those gateways get unpowered, not before getting a sentry. And actually, it's not over yet. Section doesn't want to go down without the best fight of his life. He needs to throw down another pylon now. Wall this off, otherwise the Zerglings are gonna wreck face again. These probes, once those shields go down, are dead after one hit. But I mean, Section is holding on very well here. Every time I call a player out in this game, they seem to come back in a very good way. So we'll have to see who's gonna make the comeback of the century in this game. More Zerglings across the map. No energy for spatial beam or whatever it's called, and the last of the probes are gonna die. My gosh, this is not looking good. No more energy on that Oracle. So the probes are forfeit. Force field's trying to go down here, but it's not enough. The Section gonna tap out, and Loki, with the amazing hold, just wins that game. Congratulations. He moves on to the semifinals. Will he face someone yet? Let's refresh the bracket, see what we're working with here. Well, he has to put in the stuff, but you get the picture here. GG Loki, and you move on to the semifinals, my friend. Okay, can you hear me? Can you hear me, guys? Is this mic on or mic off? Yeah, Blood Wraith saying it in chat. What you need to do: micro the drones and the gas and minerals to avoid massive losses, and then poop creep tumors in the base. Again, my obs just freaking went down on me. Let me get some stuff. I'm gonna try and get my obs back up, just because I need to see if you guys can actually hear me or not.